I think it's safe to say that the global pandemic of COVID-19 drove many people's mental health straight into the ground. Lockdown gave people borderline cabin fever. Physical connections were severed with social distancing. People saw friends and family in person much less often. Going out in public brought about risks and caused great amounts of stress. People were dying. People were watching loved ones pass away. Many were in constant fear of catching the virus or passing it on to the more vulnerable. Then there's the conflict. A constant struggle between those who keep the safety of themselves and others at the forefront of their minds, and those that don't. On top of fighting the virus, we all fought amongst ourselves. Depression became more widespread due to all of these factors. Even today in 2022, COVID-19 is still going around. Many of us are vaccinated now and restrictions have been much more lenient. In many parts of the world today, restrictions are virtually non-existent. Things are safer these days. But back in 2020, the pandemic was at its worst. The virus and the way it changed the world had a massive negative effect on mental well-being worldwide. Welcome to Games for Healing, the web series about games that focuses on mental health, life struggles, and life lessons, where we also talk about games that are just chill. During the rough year of 2020, a game came out that took the world by storm. I probably don't even need to recommend Animal Crossing New Horizons to you, because if you're a Switch owner, you probably already own it. As of March 31st, 2022, New Horizons has sold over 38 million copies, making it the second best-selling Switch game behind Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's the best-selling game in the Animal Crossing series, the best-selling game in Japan, and the 13th best-selling video game of all time. It's definitely left its mark. You could say it owes a lot of its success to the timing of its release. The game released at a good time during a bad time. While people were stuck indoors to stay safe during the rapidly worsening COVID-19 pandemic, Animal Crossing New Horizons became available to purchase and play. Fans were eager to get their copies, and non-fans got the game because they didn't have much else to do. As New Horizons spread on social media and through word of mouth, even more people adopted it as their first Animal Crossing game. Hardcore gamers and hyper-casual gamers alike. Most Switch owners picked it up and many purchased a Switch purely to get Animal Crossing. Remember that limited edition Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch? It sold out pretty quickly and scalpers had a field day with it, until it got restocked. But then they eventually went back to having a field day with it. Everywhere you'd look, you'd see people playing it and sharing their screenshots and videos online. Friends and families all played together as they couldn't see each other in person as much as before or at all. People even used the game as a substitute for social gatherings that they couldn't have in real life. There'd be parties, graduation ceremonies, political campaigns, virtual protests, meetings, talk shows, classes. Even funerals and weddings were held in New Horizons. Celebrities got in on the action too. It's great that the world had a game like this to have fun with while connecting with others during such a difficult time. Mental health was low for many, but playing Animal Crossing helped. It's always been this way because Animal Crossing has always been among the top chillest games out there. From the N64, to the GameCube, to the DS, to the Wii, and to the 3DS, the Animal Crossing series has brought relaxation to everyone. The series always did well, but it really started to become hugely popular with New Leaf on the 3DS. Now it's arguably one of Nintendo's most important franchises. Before New Horizons came out, fans were eager and excited that the game was coming out while they were stuck at home. They got the game that they expected, for the most part. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, you're a person who flies to a deserted island to start a new life. The island is barren and covered in weeds, but given enough time, you can turn it into your own paradise. The game consists of tending to and customizing your island, interacting with pleasant animals, and acquiring currency to expand your abilities to decorate. Other core things you can do include fishing, catching bugs, digging up fossils, and diving for sea creatures. A lot of the things you can collect can be donated to the game's museum to view for fun. New Horizons introduced new features to the series like a crafting system and the ability to place furniture items outside, the latter being a huge game changer. The beauty of Animal Crossing is that it's not a game you can beat. You can do all there is to do, but even then the game keeps going. To get to the credits, you have to make your island beautiful enough for the famed musician KK Slider to come to your island to do a show. That's just the true beginning. Once you manage that, you'll continue to unlock more ways to customize your island. A unique aspect of the series is that it feels like a living, breathing world that's moving even when you're not playing. That's because the game happens in real time. It uses your system's clock and calendar. There are things that change every day. Things grow over time, and there are special events and holidays. If you become impatient, you could alter your Switch's clock and time travel, but personally I find that kind of kills the magic. It's like buying a chocolate advent calendar and then eating most of the chocolate in one day. To each their own though, every playstyle is valid. After all, if you own the game, you can do whatever you like with it. During my adult years, I've come to appreciate time traveling more, but I still believe that the soul of the series is the fact that the game is on even when you're not playing. The game released with a lot of content absent from previous games. This led a lot of people to believe that the pandemic negatively affected its development. I can make an entire video about this game's flaws and all of the things that it was missing at launch, but I won't because that's not the purpose of this video. The game is now finished as of the final DLC update in November 2021. The lack of content at launch combined with people playing non-stop during the pandemic led to a lot of people getting quickly burnt out. It happens. I'd recommend playing in short bursts daily, unless you have a spark of creativity or you're enjoying some multiplayer. Speaking of multiplayer, a big new feature here is 8-player play. That's a major upgrade from previously being able to have 4 people at once. Having up to 8 people playing together really helps everyone connect and makes it less likely that someone will be left out of the fun. In multiplayer, you can do all of the standard Animal Crossing activities and show off your creations. That's about it, really. It would have been really nice to have mini-games from New Leaf brought back and expanded upon. You can make up your own pretend games though. There's always room for creativity at least. The best part of this game's multiplayer is absolutely the simple feeling of togetherness. I think the appeal is just the fact that you're hanging out with your friends in your own little virtual worlds. Just make sure you have a good internet connection, or else you'll be getting plenty of disconnects. If one thing is for sure, you'll be staring at loading screens for a very long time as you wait for your friends to arrive. The single player is very pleasant and cathartic. Animal Crossing has always been a series of games where you can just turn your brain off and relax. The pace is slow, and the atmosphere is always welcoming. It's the type of game that's incredibly easy to pick up and play. Most people will find themselves doing daily routines. It's just nice to water some flowers, pick some crops, check some shops, pick some weeds, and more. It leads to a zen-like state. New Horizons is a game where even if you aren't doing much, you feel like you're always making progress and accomplishing something. You're always adding to your collection of furniture items, and you're always making your island a nicer place to live, bit by bit. You're also always furthering your friendships with the animals. They're all super friendly and will bring good vibes to anyone who talks to them. They had a lot more attitude in previous games, which I miss, but they've still got plenty of personality here. More dialogue has been given to them since launch too. The paid Happy Home Paradise DLC is like an entirely different game within the game. It's pretty much a fully fledged sequel to the spin-off game Happy Home Designer on the 3DS. This takes home decorating to a new level, and you'll be tasked with decorating many homes and facilities. It's really relaxing to sit back and take your time making an animal's vacation home as lovely and appropriate as possible. If you enjoy decorating, then you'll get a lot out of this. I think that New Horizons helps people mentally. It's a relaxing and simple game to play by yourself, and also something that you can easily connect with other people over. As many people were cooped up in their homes during the pandemic, this really was the perfect brand new game to come out. The game of the year at the 2020 Game Awards was The Last of Us Part 2. It's well made and a technological marvel for sure, but I think that no game better encapsulates 2020 as a year than Animal Crossing New Horizons. The game is still selling with no signs of slowing down. People are still checking into their islands to kick back and relax, either by themselves or with friends. It's definitely helped me. Not only do I already love Animal Crossing games, but having a new one during such a difficult time was a blessing. Just about everyone was playing it, and that led to no shortage of company. It's also the first game I ever streamed. It's a perfect game for that. Is there a game that has helped you during the pandemic? Let me know in the comments below. I can recommend any installment of the Animal Crossing series to you. If you're looking for something to relax with and soothe, New Horizons is an excellent choice. It's one of the chillest things you could ever play. If you haven't tried it already, why not give it a shot? There's a Nook Inc. Deserted Island Getaway package with your name on it. Until next time, I'll see you later. Stay strong out there.